Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. This is Katie. If you're new here, welcome, hi. And if you are joining me again, thanks for coming back. Glad I didn't scare you off. So tonight I wanted to hop on and join you guys for a little WIP Chat. And if you haven't heard of a WIP Chat before, what that means is that I will be working on my WIP. WIP is work in progress, and chatting with you guys a little bit. You're welcome to watch along if you want. I know most people grab whatever project they're working on, whether that's a diamond painting or another crafting thing, or I like to put on WIP chats in the background while I'm doing stuff around the house. So whatever floats your boat. So tonight I'm going to be working on, and with any luck, finishing this kit. This is my last section. You can see I've already worked on it a bit, and there's a good amount of color blocking in here. So let me grab a color and we'll get started. Let's do X. So how are you guys all doing tonight? Okay, I posted this on my Instagram a couple of days ago because I just, those colors. I love the pink and the mint together so much. Really quick note, this tray is from Painting with Diamonds UK. The stopper is as well. And then I am still, it has now been a week, well, just over a week, or just under a week. I can't put this pen away. I can't. I love it so much. Like, seriously. This is my pen that was very kindly sent to me from Lazy River Wood Turning. Matt and Steph over there sent it to me as a preview of a new pen series that Matt is doing. And a little bird told me that we're going to have some more information about this tomorrow, or today, because this is probably going to go up. Right now it's Thursday evening, and I'm probably going to set this to go live Friday morning. So it just depends on when you watch and when Matt puts up the info about it. But yeah, if you're not following them over on Instagram, I will link them below. There is a pen drop coming up this Saturday, tomorrow, if you watch this video the day that it goes live. And his last pen drop sold out in 11 minutes. So I have faith that you're going to beat that record, Matt. I love being able to support small businesses in the community, and especially such a kind and generous couple like those two. So what have you guys been up to this week? I feel like Christmas is I don't just feel like it. It's so close. And we finally have the tree up. We have yet to put any ornaments on it because, as we suspected, my youngest, who I so affectionately refer to as the tiny tornado, has been thoroughly enjoying throwing things at the tree. Is that light flickering? Huh. Sorry, I'm a little distracted there. Squirrel. So anyway, our tree is very naked. It's pre-lit, so there's lights on there, but naturally, keeping in the theme of 2020, when I plugged it in, I noticed, like, oh great, a strand of lights on this tree is out. And we've had this tree for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, and this is the first time that there have been lights out on it. And I thought, oh, well, of course, we've got to cap off 2020 in the same spirit as, most of the rest of the year, right? So more thoughts on that, on, end of year and New Year things here in a bit. But before I get too much farther, I did want to I did want to take a minute just to apologize. In my last WIP Chat, I feel like I wasn't as coherent as and clear as I would have liked to be in talking about topics like, when I mentioned that someone had messaged me about something that I had posted on Instagram, and I kind of took it a little bit the wrong way, and it made, someone else feel called out, and they messaged me, and I just felt really terrible. And then when I was talking about separately different people's approaches as far as, the sort of take me or leave me and too bad, so sad if you don't like me, I feel like I didn't articulate my thoughts very well, and I am sorry to anyone that I hurt and how I talked about that. And I am not perfect, and I'm sure I said things that weren't quite right, and some people were kind enough to share their perspectives in the comment section of that, which I very much appreciated. And I will, I'm always trying to improve and be better and be kinder and be more authentic and be more just kind. And so I feel like I didn't do a really great job of that in my last WIP Chat. And so I just wanted to take a minute to apologize for that. And thank you to, those of you that have been so gracious. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like having a platform like YouTube where you put yourself out there can be kind of a minefield. You don't necessarily know how people are going to respond. I know there are people that that I'm not their cup of tea. That's fine. Gosh, a few years ago though, I would have literally been losing sleep over that at night, because I just felt like I hated the idea that someone might not like me. And I thought that it was a reflection on me and my character. And thank goodness, I feel like I've come to terms with the idea that, like, you're not gonna get along super great with everyone, and that's okay. Not that that's an excuse to be intentionally hurtful to anyone, but more just like, I don't have to go out of my way to be best friends with everybody, and that's okay. I wouldn't have the mental and emotional capacity to pour into that many, into everyone that way anyway. I feel like as I've gotten older, I've at the ripe old age of 32 here, the older I get, the more that I just am grateful for the authentic friendships and the people that just, you get them and they get you, and it's okay to invest in fewer friendships that are life-giving. It's quality, not quantity, not to reduce people to numbers, but it took me a while to come to terms with that, and I certainly still struggle with it. But then there are other people that really are, they're social butterflies. They thrive on having just a really large social circle and the idea of sort of being friends with everybody, and that's completely fine. You do you. You find what works for you. You find your people. Like I said, not an excuse to be unkind or exclusionary, but just learning to be okay with, if someone doesn't like you, that's not necessarily a you problem. So anyway, that was kind of a tangent. But what are you guys like? Are you more the social butterfly type that really loves just having lots, a huge social circle and huge variety of friendships? Because different people can be different things to you at different times in your life. Are you that kind of person, or are you more of a, sorry for shaking the camera there if you're watching, or are you more of the kind of person that's I just need a really small core group of people. Yeah, I'm just curious. Love if you shared, because I'm always curious about how other people operate. Yeah, so again, sorry about miscommunications and missteps on my part in that last video. If you hear the chuckling noises, those are, as Lindsay calls them, husband noises. He is rewatching Friends, which I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos. He like started it just a couple weeks ago and is already about to finish like the series. Well, no, he's not that close, but he's like on season 7 or something. Anyway, so what was I going to say? Oh, it's gone. That's okay. So like I said, with any luck, I'm actually going to finish this during this WIP Chat. If I can, I don't know, I paint slower when I'm talking and recording, which is fine. It's still relaxing for me. And I'm really enjoying it. I'll be sad when this one is over because the colors have been so beautiful. And so it's like, here's a part where I get to eat my words. So after I worked on my first Chuck Pinson, and my first like really landscapey kit was Space for Reflection, which I worked on in September with the Chuck Along. And it's so funny, like when I had looked at that artwork, I thought, oh, this looks so peaceful. It's so like reminiscent of the things I love about fall. I'm gonna love working on this kit, and I can't wait to work on my first Chuck Pinson. And honestly, I did not enjoy working on that kit much at all. It kind of felt like a slog. I think because so much of the color was just shades of gray. And the colors in a kit certainly affect how much I enjoy working on that kit. Are you guys that way too? Does that make a difference for you, like the colors themselves that you're working with? Plus, I don't know, like I just, even though it was really beautiful and peaceful to look at, I didn't enjoy working on it that much. It felt like it took me a long time, and I was glad when it was over, which sounds so terrible because it's a really beautiful piece. So then I was a little bit nervous coming up to the month of December because I was like, I had bought Hope Runs Deep when it came back into stock a few months ago on Diamond Art Club's website. I picked it up and thought, oh, this will be one of my December kits. I love the artwork, and it's snowy, it's happy. It reminds me, you know, kind of my hometown with like the little white church on a hill and that sort of thing. And then after I worked on my fall Chuck Pinson kit, I thought, man, just landscapes are not for me. I am not very excited about, as sad as it is to say, like I wasn't really that excited about working on Hope Runs Deep. I think because when I looked at the original artwork, it looked like it was mostly going to be whites. I had no idea until I started working on it. Really, like there's just these beautiful pinks and purples in the sky that have been gorgeous to work on. I've loved it. And seriously, every color I put in this mint tray is, oops. I just love looking at the color combos. That's why I've been using this tray like this entire kit, when normally I'm a little more churny with the accessories I use. So anyway, I was really, really pleasantly surprised when I started working on this kit, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I'm loving watching this come together. And as I've worked on it, getting to see like elements in the artwork come out that I hadn't really noticed before, it was like, I just enjoyed it. It was like a treat every day that I worked on it. And I know that there are a lot of fantastic diamond painting companies out there, but really whenever I come back to working on a Diamond Art Club kit, it always kind of feels like coming home. because they just have everything really down to a science. It feels like, the kits are really good quality. The rendering is out of this world. Like, on this kit, they did such a fantastic job. Did I put that on the right symbol? Yeah. Like, I'll have to maybe show you guys later, but like, out of all of 10 drills, they totally made a, what looks, I almost said cardigan. No, I'm thinking of the Taylor Swift song. Cardinal, on a tree branch down at that corner of the canvas. And it's like, oh my gosh, so many other companies, you would look at this and be like, what is this pixelation? This rendering is not great. You should have gotten a bigger size canvas. But something about how they hand render these and hand chart these kits, like, you can totally tell the difference. So I did, now I'm about to like go back on what I said. So one of the other things Diamond Art Club does fabulously is their customer service. So I posted about it a little bit over on Instagram. Maybe I mentioned as much in my WIP Chat last time, but I was having some trouble with the adhesive on this canvas. And talking with some other people, including like Jessica over at Tiny Worlds of Wonder, and I have talked a little bit about how just the poured glue quality on a huge variety of companies, like even like high quality companies like Diamond Art Club, DIY Moon Shop, Distracted by Diamonds, have been having some issues with their adhesive, with their poured glue on kits that were produced in the past few months, where what our guess is that it's coming down to is that there is such a production demand increase from COVID and everyone picking up this hobby and all these companies needing to like get kits in stock as quickly as possible, that our theory is that the production companies, the manufacturers, they're rushing the process of making these kits, and they're putting the plastic cover on the canvases on top of the poured glue before the glue has had the chance to fully cure. And that's leading to one of like two major problems in my personal experience with working on kits. Obviously you guys, well, I shouldn't say obviously. If you've heard me talk about, or you watched my post review of my DIY Moonshop kit that I had ordered over the summer and worked on and completed, my issue with that canvas was that the glue seemed just slippery, and there were sections that it wasn't very sticky. And then my problem with this kit is that the plastic cover, whenever I would lay it back down, and I was positive that I was putting it the correct side down because I hadn't ever taken the cover fully off, it would stick. Like I took a video at one point actually and sent it to Diamond Art Club just to show them when I reached out to them, just to let them know. I was just very polite and just said, just wanted to let you guys know that I was having this problem, and just in case, other people are having issues, just so you're aware. And they asked for videos so that they could see kind of more in detail what I meant, and I was showing them multiple areas on the canvas where like I was having to practically rip the plastic off of the glue, and then there would be little sections that wouldn't be as sticky anymore. Excuse me, let me grab water. So they actually, excuse me, after I sent them the video, this was like in the evening after my kids go to bed, per usual. After I'd sent them the video, I woke up in the morning and they had refunded the cost of my canvas, which I was not at all expecting. Again, this was just just wanted to reach out and let you know in case there's, something going on with the manufacturer that you might want to look into, in case, this isn't just me. So I am extremely appreciative of places that have guarantees on their canvases. Like that wasn't because I was trying to get money back. I didn't go into it with that at all. I think it's just because it could have been the person that saw my case, or Diamond Art Club also has like a lifetime guarantee on their canvases. So I was appreciative of that. So if you ever have an issue with your canvas, don't be shy to politely let companies know. And if they're a good company, then they will want to fix if there is a problem. So I always, I feel like a little bit of kindness goes a long way though. So I try, whenever I'm reaching out to customer service, like I have to feel like that's one of the most thankless jobs you can possibly have. So I always try to be extra kind and gracious whenever I reach out to customer service. And quite honestly, having worked for a little while, like when I was in college, I worked at Target, and they decided that I was a good fit for the guest service desk because I guess I'm level-headed or something. And I was way, way, way more willing to jump to help people and like go the extra mile to help people when they didn't come in screaming at me. And it's not that I wasn't doing my job, it was that I would do like the extra and, be more than happy to try to help them if they weren't trying to chew my head off for something that I hadn't done. So that was a super random tangent that I honestly had no plans of going on. That's fine. That's what WIP Chats are for, right? We just chat. So after I finish up this canvas, I'm really missing working on my TSA kit and my big old Josephine wall kit, both of which I put on hold so that I made sure I'd have enough time to get through my 2 Christmassy, wintry kits that I really wanted to do in the month of December. My other Christmassy kit is Starry Night Santa from Diamond Art Club. It's a little smaller and it is a square, but I believe it has a decent amount of color blocking. So what I'm probably going to do, finish this tonight, go ahead and kit it down, and then for a few days, maybe spend some time on those other canvases that I've been neglecting because I miss them. So then I'll kit up Starry Night Santa, and maybe I'll try to time it so that I'm finishing it on like Christmas Eve or something. So what have you guys been working on this month? Have you been participating in any of the wintry events, or have you kind of just been doing your own thing? I know people celebrate different holidays, and this month looks different for all of us depending on what we're working on. So I just love to hear what you guys are working on. I am down to, all of the rest of this is only 2 colors. So I feel like I should, let's see, I'm 23 minutes in and I wanted to chat for a bit longer. So maybe I'll single place a little bit to draw this out. So, so as far as just some little updates at home, like I said, we have our Christmas tree up. I am still like super slacking on the Christmas shopping. It's just a bummer, and I feel the clock ticking because everywhere is like saying, oh, make sure you order by this date if you want to. Even like Amazon, their prime shipping dates are not 2 days out anymore. So I'd like to get the rest of my Christmas shopping done. We did have a little bit of a just kind of a different weekend last weekend. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we have a family member that is just struggling mental health wise, and they've been very open and transparent about it on their public social media page. So I don't feel as though in sharing this that I'm going like that I'm crossing a line, but I still don't know. I don't want to speak for someone. But my husband is a superhero. And he's been able to sort of help with communication with the family members involved. But just what that meant for this past weekend is that he was on the phone with them most of the weekend, which was fine. I hung out with the kids. I was happy to be as supportive as I could because there's very little that I can do. But yeah, just and things have looked up this week. But it just they went into crisis mode, and as much as my husband didn't, and no one wanted my husband to be stuck in the middle, but he was just a very calm, level person that was able to look at the whole situation and translate. So I'm so grateful for him, truly, truly, truly grateful for him and the ways that he takes care of our family and cares for his family members, and even when we live across the country from all of our family. Yeah, so it was kind of a very full weekend in that sense, even though I didn't do anything. It just, usually I get to take a little breather from the kiddos on the weekend, and it just looked different this past weekend. And then we kind of were recovering this week because there was less sleep all around and all of that. So, but this time of year is hard for a lot of people, especially capping off a really difficult year for most, if not all of us. And as we're nearing the end of the year here, I always get kind of pensive and reflective when the year's about to turn over. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I am sort of starting that process of reflecting on what has come out of this year. Like, it's really easy to look at this past year and go, okay, well, here's all the things, all the challenges and all the things that went wrong. But I am also striving to find things that came out of the past year that have been unexpected blessings. I recognize that's certainly a place of privilege to come from, because a lot of people are they're not able to think about the good things because their lives have been so incredibly difficult, whether that's jobs being affected, health being affected, so many things. So I am sensitive to that. I'm not trying to be dismissive of anyone's struggles, and certainly we've had some of our own, but I'm thankful that I'm in a place that I can try to look back and go, okay, what is some of the good that has come from this? And a lot of that has been just learning how to enjoy a little bit of a slower pace as a family. And while I cannot wait till we're able to do more again, because we tend to be very out and about and active people, I feel like I'm hoping I'll be able to appreciate and be okay with just having slow days and not having our calendar booked up, but man, I cannot wait until we can go back to Disneyland. So we live literally 15-20 minutes from Disneyland. I'm in Southern California. I hope I'm not going to run out of this color. It's going to be close, I think. That's going to be really close, I think. Let's see. Every once in a while, I feel like Diamond Art Club cuts it a little close on your drills. So we live 15 to 20 minutes from Disneyland. We have had annual passes, and typically, like, that's one of the things we ask for, is gift cards or whatnot to put towards that for Christmas gifts, because it's a Christmas gift we can enjoy year round and is, more of an experience than a thing. That's just our personal thing. We like to enjoy experiences as a family. And I know that we're very, again, it's a place of privilege that I'm like, oh, I miss Disneyland. But Disneyland, I don't think has ever been closed for this long. It has been closed since March. And it's unfortunate. It's sad. I'm not going to use something as cold as the word unfortunate, even though it is. Like, the number of people whose livelihoods have been affected by Disneyland being closed for this long, it really, really, really sucks. But I don't even know when they're going to reopen, but I will be very excited when they do. That's one of my places that I love to go and get exercise, because it's walking, but it's of the fun variety. And I don't okay, exercising is not inherently enjoyable to me. Don't talk to me about endorphins and the happy chemicals that get released. No, I'm sweaty and gross and I can't breathe. No, there's no happy hormones happening from me huffing and puffing on a treadmill or in a park with nothing to look at. But put me in Disneyland, and yeah, that is my kind of exercise. I will walk around Disneyland for hours, and that's normally we would spend mornings there and just go for an hour or two, follow our noses, ride a ride if the line wasn't bad. I wonder what my husband's revelation on Friends was just now. Anyway, so that's my very spoiled little thought there. I'll be happy when Disney reopens. And yes, before I get any weirdness from people, yes, it is perfectly acceptable for adults to enjoy Disney. And we had passes before we had kids. We haven't had them every year or anything like that. But, there were years that we got annual passes before we had kids, and we still went and enjoyed it. So, getting close here. So, things that I just, I am grateful for this year, obviously discovering this new hobby that has been a huge source of stress relief for me, and has also just introduced me to an absolutely wonderful community of people that I know I'm a broken record, but seriously, a community that's been a lifeline for me, and just been so kind and so generous and so authentic. Just people that have been there for me in very, very real ways. And who said that online friendships aren't real friendships? Yeah, I'm extremely grateful for this. And I'm grateful for my kiddos' health and for our health, and that my husband has a job. I would love if his pay cut would go away soon, but I am not gonna complain about steady hours and that health insurance, though. So yes, lots and lots to be thankful for this year, and I'm sure I'll have more thoughts to share on that in the coming weeks, as we kind of lead up to the new year. But man, we're gonna be close on this color. Okay, let's keep going. And that also has me looking ahead to the new year, and I tend to shy away from New Year's resolutions because I feel like it's just so stereotypical, like to make a New Year's resolution and then by like there's a specific date. There's like a date that goes around. What is it, like January 17th or January 20 something, where they're like, by this date, 80% of people have given up on their New Year's resolutions. And, you know, there's the jokes about how it's like the gyms are super busy in January, and then by February, they're dead again, or back to just, you know, their regulars. So I struggle with, like, I don't want to be a stereotype and setting myself up for failure, but I also want to be thinking about goals and ways that I can look ahead to next year. So I'm trying to hold it very loosely because just like this year, who knows what next year is going to look like and all of that. So to be honest, most of my goals right now and things that I'm thinking the most on are related to diamond painting and like my channel and that kind of thing. So I actually kind of met one of my goals a little bit early, and this, okay, I was very torn about this for a long time. I ended up chatting with a gal that my friend Lindsay, she has a YouTube channel, Life with Lindsay, go check her out. My friend Lindsay had recommended, because Lindsay and I talk all the time about stuff as it pertains to like having a YouTube channel and that sort of thing. We're both very much of the mentality of there's room for everyone at the table, and a rising tide lifts all boats, and you know, we want to build each other up and I've told Lindsay as much before, and other YouTube creators that I'm friends with, and my approach to YouTube in general is that, like, there's no, I'm not in it for the competitive aspect. We all bring something different to the table and all that. Anyway, sidetrack. So I was talking to Lindsay and saying, like, I think your logo is so pretty. Like like the banner she has on her YouTube channel, and she had a small shop, Shiny Shaza, over on Instagram who does custom trays, had made her a tray, like a drill tray with her logo on it. I was like, oh, that's so pretty. I really like that. And she was like, yeah, well, my friend, Amanda, does like graphic design and logos, and they're super reasonably priced. I said, well, like, what do you mean? She's like, $15 for a logo. And so then I started to kind of noodle on it and thought, I don't want to be that person. Like, I don't know. I just felt weird about it. I was like, does it seem like extra for me to add a logo? Like, does that feel like I'm trying to make myself a brand or something? Like, it's not at all. But I thought, sure, like, hey husband, early Christmas gift to myself. And so I chatted with Amanda. I cannot remember the exact name of her Facebook page right now. I will link it below in the description. But I chatted with her. She's super nice, super, super, super easy to work with. And I have a logo now. In case you couldn't tell where this is going, I have a logo now. Let me write down where we're at in here. So like 39 minutes in. This is my first time doing this, but I was testing it out for myself the other night. I'm going to insert here a picture of my logo. So thank you so much to Lindsay for the recommendation. That was super, super helpful, and I'm happy to pass it along as well. And I mean, the main ways that I'm going to be using it are just I'm going to revamp like my intro video. I also would like to start actually making and putting in thumbnails, which I don't really do at all right now. And it's not that I feel like I have to, it's more just okay, I have sort of an ongoing list of things related to YouTube that I'd like to get a better handle on and start doing, just because I would enjoy it. I'd enjoy the consistency and figuring all of that out. So, yeah, so those are a couple of my goals, spoiler alert, for the new year, is I'd really like to just sort of make a little bit more consistency and maybe change up my little intro and thumbnails and whatnot. So, okay, we had enough of this color. That was fine, but like, I don't know why I started to panic, like, am I gonna have enough? But okay, we're down to just one more color. This whole rest of this is just one more color. I think I'm gonna finish this on this WIP Chat, and I'll give you guys a sneak peek at the whole canvas. I mean, there have been other people that have completed this canvas, like over on Instagram, like super, super, super recently. So it's not like it's going to be any different from theirs, but that's okay. I still like showing it off. Okay, let me grab some water. Where'd this go? 35. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to look at my like diamond painting stash and try to be a lot more intentional about de-stashing a number of those kits and trying to really map out when I'm going to work on these various kits and really try to pare down a bit, because I know I have too much, and I don't want to be a hoarder. I mean, I do, but I don't. So I'd like to be more intentional about getting through what I do have. I do have, on my sort of bucket list for diamond painting in general, I would like to, in the new year, order a Heaven and Earth Designs chart and a blank canvas. I'm almost positive that I'm not going to do that until after I finish the Josephine Wall beast of a canvas, but I'd imagine that in like the second half of the year that I'll do that, the Heaven and Earth Designs. And the way that works, by the way, if you're not familiar with it, is Heaven and Earth Designs sells cross-stitching charts. They did recently start selling pre-printed canvases. They don't sell the drills to go with them. You have to order the drills separately. But Heaven and Earth Designs also, you can take their cross-stitch charts and convert them into diamond paintings. And then you work from the chart on a blank canvas. So it doesn't have any symbols on the canvas. You're working from a chart. Most people there's an app called Pattern Keeper. If you really wanted to, you could have a paper chart. But that's kind of been on one of my bucket list type things that I have wanted to do with diamond painting. I also would like to try one of their pre-printed canvases, but I don't know. I have fun trying new things. Sometimes, not always. I have fun trying new things, and that's just one of those things that I thought I would try. I do know a couple other people that are doing that as well. Not trying to steal any thunder whatsoever. And it's not happening for me for a while anyway. I really probably should spend more time mulling over some goals and things that I want to try to do, like in my personal life, with sort of being more intentional about reaching out to friends here. My internet friends are real, but I do have near and dear friends here as well that I just haven't been as good about staying in touch with. And, I would like to eat healthier, and I would like Disney to reopen so that I can walk more. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts just in general. You don't have to share specifics. and you're welcome to, but you don't have to. What are your thoughts on the whole idea of like New Year's resolutions? Do you feel like that sort of thing is like doomed to failure, or are you all about it and you just, you set those goals and you kill it? Or do you set the goals and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't? And I don't know. I'm just very curious. What are your thoughts on New Year's resolutions? So, oh man. This multi-placer. So for this entire kit, have been using this plastic 11 placer with museum putty in it. Might be Quake Hold. I'm not sure if it's that brand or not. But it is already like, I don't know if you could tell, like on the edges, it's really, like the indent problem is real. And this is why people do the everlasting stainless steel tips. So I will go back to trying those again. These are, for some reason, this is often a little bit just easier to place because of how I tend to place my drills on my canvas. So we're so close. Okay, I'm gonna fill a little bit more of this time with going back to the diamond painting tag that I've been sort of chiseling away at over the past couple WIP chats. At this rate, it's really gonna take me a while to get through it, which is fine. I'd much rather talk to you guys about life and whatnot. But let's see where we left off. So, okay. It was interesting to read from you guys last time about what your biggest oopses have been. And if you missed it, in my last WIP chat, the last tag question that I ended on was, what is your biggest oops in diamond painting? And I was like, you guys share too, because I want to hear and empathize. So, by the way, if you are not familiar with what a tag is, it's just a list of questions, usually themed around something, that you can answer to just get to know each other better. So please feel free to answer along with me in the comments. I really enjoyed reading those last time and getting to know you guys a little bit better that way. So our next question, do you prefer to diamond paint alone or with someone? Well, I have never had the opportunity to diamond paint with someone in person, like sitting beside me, with the exception of when my mom was here and we worked on that little special drill canvas together. And occasionally, if she stayed later in the evening before she went back to the hotel, sometimes I would diamond paint and we would just chat, and she would be working on crosswords or something on her phone. So sort of with people. And also I really enjoy having YouTube channels, diamond painting channels going while I am diamond painting. So it feels like I'm diamond painting with people. And I have enjoyed when I have gone live with people, which I've only done a couple of times. And we've just we're not looking at our cameras, we're just diamond painting and chatting. And I've talked about with friends before the idea of like, we should just FaceTime each other and just to chat while we diamond paint. So I'm still down for that. And I feel like we've even talked about doing like a big group Zoom, like diamond paint and chat hangout. I don't really know how the logistics of that would be, but it's still, I'm kind of noodling it. So I don't know. I guess I would say like sort of with someone, but like I don't want to pack up all my stuff and go, I don't know, take my diamond painting out in public or something. I don't know. I'm an introvert. I like my cozy home. I like having minimal social expectations. which is funny because then I come here on YouTube and chat with you guys for an hour before I even realize the time has passed. But that's a whole thing for another day. But what about you guys? Is that your thing too? Do you like to listen to like YouTube videos and feel like you're sort of hanging out with someone while you diamond paint? If you've made it this far, spoiler alert, you're one of those people, because I have the feeling you are probably working on a project and have me on in the background to feel like you have company too, which is what I do. Anyway, that was a really long answer for that question. Okay. How many diamond paintings have you finished? I have completed 20. Is it 21 or is it 20? I'm pretty sure it's 20. I think this will be number 21. That includes, I think that includes one or two of like the smaller special drill kits. There may have been like, did I do like some sticker? Oh, I've done like a couple of the Wizardy wood charms. And those aren't included in the count. But anything that's taken any length of time is included in that count. 20. It's kind of crazy to think it's been that many. Most of them have been, well, in that count, almost all of them are larger canvases, like this one. This is like 50 by 70-ish. So, yep. How many have you completed? I'm super, super curious. What is your favorite type of picture to order? And then it says in parentheses, wolves, landscapes, Disney, etc. I feel like I tend to gravitate towards colors and sort of an overall feeling more than I gravitate towards really specific themes. That's a lie. I hear you. I hear you. I know that there are people that are like, are you kidding me? Okay, yes. If there are dragons. Yes, if there are dragons, it's very likely that I will at least give them a solid look. Though I did say no to a Randall Spangler piece from Diamond Art Club for the first time because it didn't speak to me enough. And I thought, you know what? Diamond Art Club said something about how they were getting, like they'd licensed like over 20 pieces from Randall Spangler. This was in a comment section, I don't know, a month or two ago. That doesn't necessarily mean that we'll see all of those come, because that's just what they licensed to try to chart to see like, okay, would this make a good diamond painting? But it's not, if something has a dragon, it's not like an auto buy for me, but it's like I'm at least going to give it a second look. At least consider it. Look at the size, look at the rendering, all that. I also, I gravitate strongly towards things that sort of are whimsical or ethereal, and just sort of have that feeling that just evoke that kind of emotion. I don't like anything that has like gore or politics, or I tend to not really like things that have words on them, but yeah, so dragons, pretty colors, like muted pastels, that kind of thing. And yeah, I'll have to ask him what that joke was later. Okay, next question is, who was your first diamond painting YouTube creator that you found? By name, probably Rachel Ray. I've mentioned multiple times before, I'm kind of a broken record, that I still think of myself as very much a YouTube novice. Like, it's kind of a vibe and everything that is not as familiar and intuitive to me. So I would watch YouTube videos, but like I never subscribed to any channels, or I don't even know if I had like a active account. Like I just would go to YouTube and search for the thing I was looking for and watch the video. Like I was rarely ever looking at names, and I had never subscribed to any channels. All this to say, I did watch a number of videos when I very first got into diamond painting. And I honestly though couldn't tell you who those particular creators were, which makes me sad because I'm like, a lot of work had to have gone into making those, and how thankless for people like me to just like come in, use the info, and then click away. But sorry I messed up your analytics. But all this to say, the first one that I think I subscribed to, I think, was Rachel Ray, once I started really dipping my toes in over here. And then Mrs. Coffee, Tiny Worlds of Wonder, like Mindy's diamond one was early on too. Yeah. So, next question. Have you ever ordered a custom? I have not. That is sort of casually on my bucket list. There are a couple of artists whose art I really love that are not necessarily contracted with a particular company for diamond painting kits. But I have thought about messaging them to ask, like, can I purchase the rights to having this made as a custom into a kit? But then you run the risk of like the company holding on to that image and then using it to mass produce the kits. So I don't know. I am not personally like drawn to wanting to like make a custom of like a picture. Like I love my family, but I don't necessarily want to take like a family picture and make a custom out of it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I could do some digging and find some, what's the correct term? Royalty-free or like copyright-free images, because, you know, they've been around for long enough. They're part of public domain, that sort of thing. But I would want to dig into the legality and just the proper way to go about that if I were to do that. But yes, sometime I would like to order a custom. But since I don't have anything in mind right now, it's just so not a priority. And I have so many pretty kits I want to work on. Also, if I were to order a custom, I would probably order it from Evermoment because their quality is good and they only do squares, and that's a whole thing. So, yeah, I don't know. Have you guys ordered customs before, and what's your experience been like? And yeah, feel free to share that below. We're so close. We're so close. We're going to do it, and I'm going to show it off. Part 2 of the question is, if so, what was it a picture of? NA. Next, what are the companies that you would never order from? Companies that don't legally license their artwork or use, well, if they're using stock photos that are legally obtained, then they're legally licensing. Yeah, just companies that blatantly steal from artists. I won't really order from Amazon unless it's like a snack or special drill kit. But I'm very, very, very wary of ordering kits with, sort of the fancier artwork. I don't know if I've run into any companies that legally license their artwork that my experience has been so poor that I've said I would not order from this company again. I haven't completed kits from too terribly many companies yet, so we shall see. How about you guys? What's your approach? Are there any companies that you will not order from? There are some companies that I have seen other YouTubers or people on Instagram review that, like, it's just become so cemented in my mind that their quality is terrible. Like, who is it Paint with Diamonds? That I feel like all I ever hear is, no, the quality is terrible, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm not totally sure. Okay, are you guys ready? Last drill on this whole canvas. And you guys get to be here for it. Ready? And she's done. It's done, yay! Oh, that's so fun that I got to finish that on in this WIP Chat with you. So let me put these away. I'm not going to do another tag question because instead I am going to try to pull you guys out to take a look at the canvas. Okay. And I'm not really going to do post reviews on Diamond Art Club kits, similar to how I don't really do unboxings of Diamond Art Club kits, because I feel like generally speaking their quality is fairly consistent. Oops, let's not make a mess. And I don't really, there's so many unboxings out there of Diamond Art Club that it sort of feels redundant. Okay, I'm going to flip this right side up, and I'll pull you guys out. Okay. Ready? Okay. Can I get it all in here? Let me see. Take a look at my camera. Sorry if I'm making you queasy. Okay, that's pretty close. Let me scooch a little bit. Look. Oh no, yeah, that's not all of it. That's okay. Look at that. She's done. Why am I saying she? Whatever. I love it. Oh, this turned out beautifully. This made me go, oh, maybe I will do another Chuck Pinson landscape again. But oh, I love how it looks pulled out and everything too, where you can really see how, okay, again, they just took a handful of drills and this looks a little bit more like a dog. And there's the people. I love these little wreaths. I love the way that they use the ABs to add some sparkle. There's always, I think in almost every window, there's just a couple of the orange AB that came in this kit. And then down here, look at these red bows. Okay, it's over here. I don't know if yeah, you can kind of see. Right there. There it is. That red there, that's a cardinal in that bush. And then this pretty deer over here. But again, even in this size canvas, they really did such a beautiful job of rendering these really small details. And I feel gosh, this turned out beautifully. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with this. And I'm so pleasantly surprised because I was so pessimistic going into this. So I am happy to be I'm happy to be surprised and be wrong about my own experience. Oh, look, these are birds. See, I don't even notice this till you kind of pull back. I'm like, oh, that's what that black is. I love that. You guys, I want to hear too on the barrel. Oh, isn't that so pretty? And look at the ABs. This had a lot of ABs. I can't do this very well because it's a little unwieldy, but in the roof, there's those ABs, and in the windows. Oh, and see, it's a Diamond Art Club, so I know that moving the canvas around like that, I'm not going to lose any drills, even with the problem I was having with the adhesive. Okay, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me and seeing this get finished with me. That was really fun. I hope that was enjoyable for you guys too. Can we take just another minute and appreciate the sky? It's so pretty. Okay. This, oops, a little clunky here. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go because we've been chatting for an hour, but we have a finish. I can now edit my answer to that tag earlier. I have finished 21 canvases. So thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight and chatting. I hope that you had a nice evening or whatever time of day it is for you. I will link the various things that I talked about down below in the comments. Not the comments, the description. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up before you head on out. Always helps me know that I'm making things that you guys enjoy. And if you aren't already subscribed, but you'd like to see more from me and hang out here a little bit more, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell, which will let you know anytime I share new videos. It's not really on a schedule, especially with the holidays, but mostly because I have 2 little ones running around and I record after they go to bed. But I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks, friends.